It has affected, it has permeated every aspect of our lives.
Sure.
And when it comes to quote unquote the private parts, right? Because that's what they are,
Yeah.
private parts. Most times we like to assume that they don't exist.
Okay.
So you find that parents don't even talk to their children about private parts.
We were going to get to that, but
You know,
you know,
we don't talk about it simply because there seems to be this subtle shaming that occurs.
like if you talk about it, there's something wrong with you. If you
Exactly.
talk about it, you must be going through something. Like it is just a
You
body
must,
part.
you must not be. You are not a good person when
When you're talking about it, yes, you are into the world. You are in the world already.
Exactly.
You've spelt.
Just go outside and say the word vagina, and everybody's going to look at you like, what's going on? So, but it's just another body part. The same way I would say eyes or
Right.
nose or
Because, you know, the point you just made about parents not talking about it, because, you know, when you have that adolescent pep talk with your parents, all they focus on is, oh, don't sleep with man. No.
I did not have that, so
I didn't have that as well.
I didn't
I'm
have
sorry, mommy, but I didn't have. I'm telling you, all the information I got, or all that I've been working with you today, I got from boarding school. I went to an all-girls boarding school, and I realized that, in fact, for most of us, I mean, if your parents or if your mom is doting on you as much, all you can possibly get is, don't bring pregnancy home, don't sleep with man. But nobody tells you all the dynamics of the vagina, like all the things that your body will go through. You know, our own is regulated in cycles. You know, you will feel different things at different points in your cycle. You know, nobody's really telling you that, oh, you feel like this, or you feel like that. You know, and I was talking to you about, you know, my own personal experience. I really struggled because I didn't have this information. If I had it, I feel like I would have known better and I would have done better. I feel like if our parents had told us that, oh, you're going to experience this at different times, you're going to see this, and consistencies are going to change, you know? When I mean consistency, like the discharge you're going to have, although healthy, but it's going to change from time to time because there are different things happening to your body. So I feel like if they had told me, I would have known what to do. I wouldn't be looking for antibiotics to take because I've seen something different from what I'm used to, you know? So that brings me to the question of antibiotics. What is it really with the vagina and antibiotics? Should we take, or we shouldn't take? Because I don't know.
I don't think the answer is as simple as yes or no. And I have a couple of reasons for that.
Okay.
Simply because every Nigerian has developed the bad habit of abusing antibiotics, right? We are all our own personal doctors and nurses. And I wouldn't blame us per se.
Yeah.
Reason being, we have one of the worst health, as at the time of this video, we have one of the worst health systems in the world. We do not have enough access to doctors. We do not have access to quality health information. So Nigerians just do what they like. And that's why after sex, people take antibiotics. You know, people see a funny discharge, they just take antibiotics.
Yeah.
And also because people do not, you were mentioning, you know, our parents did not tell us at different times in your cycle, you might have certain discharge that might look abnormal, but it's normal.
It's actually good.
And a lot of what we learned, let me not say we, you know, but
because you didn't learn. Okay.
But you know, a lot of what some ladies learn about their vaginal health were taught by other acquired knowledge from other people who were learning themselves. So it's more like the blind leading the blind, or someone who is short-sighted leading the blind. Both of you just dump into the ditch.
True.
And yes, it's easy to blame the parents, right? But what was the information they had?
What do they even know?
You get
True.
what do they even know? You can only give what you have, right? And this would only lead to, you know, that cycle of ignorance being passed along.
True.
And so the onus is up to us to ensure that we do not pass this on.
But then when does it become an abuse? When does taking antibiotics become an abuse? When do you know when not to take it? Because now you've said when we have sex, we shouldn't take it after.
No,
I'm interested in that one. But then when does it become an abuse?
And so antibiotic abuse, you know, could also be seen as, you could also call it indiscriminate use. When an antibiotic has not been prescribed for you and you take it, that's abuse.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe all of us have used it.
So,
Okay.
we're all drug abusers. When an antibiotic has been prescribed and you do not take it according to regulations, that is abuse.
Yeah, that one as well.
Some people, the doctor tells you, here, take this antibiotic for 5 days. One in the morning, one in the night. And by second day, you don't see the symptoms.
Because you already feel better.
And you just assume that you're already, cured, and you stop. You stop taking those antibiotics. It's going to lead to problems. There is currently a strain of gonorrhea that is ravaging the world right now that we refer to as super gonorrhea. All the common antibiotics that you currently know are ineffective against it.
So is that what we call antibiotic resistance?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so, because these things are also living beings, and they also want to survive also.
Really?
And so they will build. Yes, they are.
So they know.
They do not know in the term that we say no. But when you constantly, the whole thing about life is this constant evolution.
So they try to survive.
Exactly. So they try to survive, and in the process of surviving, they have mechanisms to be able to evade these antibiotics. So when you take indiscriminate antibiotics, there are people who, I feel like I had sex with the wrong person, so let me go take antibiotics.
Oh, okay.
You're wasting your time, my dear.
Really?
Because there are a lot of diseases that could be transmitted via sex that cannot be cured by antibiotics. HPV is a virus. HIV is a virus.
Wow.
Herpes is a virus.
Wait, that one that they'll say I have fever.
That's herpes.
Hey, wait. Okay. So you guys are hearing that. Take notes. Okay. So the thing now is, I think around 4 or 5 years ago, I stumbled on a page. Then I was still going through, series of vaginal confusion. And then I came across this Instagram page. I can't really remember what they were saying, but I'd read in the comment section that that was the first time I was seeing anything about probiotics, and I was like, I got curious. I Googled it. I found some information and I went ahead to get one. And I'll tell you for free that since that time that I started taking it, my life has changed. My vaginal health and gut had been very good since then. And every time I find myself in a conversation with girls, friends, or, whatever group of women, and anything vaginal comes up, I realize that my problems are not even peculiar to me. And afterwards, they come to ask me what probiotic I was talking about. I share the information, of course, but then what I want to ask as well is, why is the use of probiotics not common? And is probiotic just for vagina? Is it not for the whole gut as well, from your mouth down there? And why is it not something that is common as much as antibiotics? Sorry.
So the way we have bacteria, you have bacteria that causes infection.
Okay.
You also have certain bacteria that we refer to as good bacteria. Yes. And and when we say good bacteria, it means that, they help us with certain things.
Yeah.
An example is the bacteria in your vagina.
Okay.
It's a lactobacilli. That's what gives the bacteria its acidity. That's why the vagina is acidic.
Okay.
Right? And it's a good bacteria. If you upset that balance, it becomes a problem.
What do you mean if you upset? So how do we upset a balance that we don't even know exists?
So you mentioned Instagram, and I will come back to this conversation. You mentioned Instagram.
Hope it's not stray bullets you want to throw like this.
No, there is some stray bullets will touch some people. But we have created a culture around vagina.
Yeah.
And we make women feel. No, we, because I don't do that. So some people who take advantage of the insecurities of women, make women feel like if your vagina doesn't smell like lavender and roses, something is wrong.
Oh my God. No lies told, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
And so women go sniffing down there, and because it doesn't smell like lavender or roses or pineapples or apples, something is wrong. Your vagina just smells wrong.
Which is not
the case. A vagina is meant to smell like a vagina.
So what is that? A vagina is meant to smell like a vagina. What is a vagina supposed to smell like then?
You will know.
Well, true. You'd know. Actually.
You would know, right? But if you now begin to notice an offensive smell, there's a smell that's offensive,
Okay.
or a smell that is not there before.
Okay.
It's probably because, there's some process
Something
that's
has
happening
happened.
down there. And this forces women to, because I want to talk about upsetting that balance.
Okay.
This forces women to, quote unquote, douche. And so women try to, stick a hose down there and,
Stick a
try
what?
to flush everything out.
Okay.
Or, put their finger in and,
Clear it
just
out.
try to clear it out. You're trying to clear out, quote unquote, the bad smell. But it's probably not bad. It's just the way the vagina smells. In doing this, you are clearing out the good bacteria too.
Oh,
It has a function.
I see what you're doing there. Okay.
Right? And when you clear out that good bacteria, the bad bacteria now has a chance
To try.
to thrive. It's the same thing we do with the skin. Because we have good bacteria everywhere. There's the skin, there's the gut, there's the mouth, and there is the vagina. And there's that balance. When the bad bacteria overshadows the good bacteria, infection occurs. So in the vagina, when we clear out by douching, the bad bacteria starts to cause, because they start to thrive, they start to grow, and they lead to that
You
discharge.
need to see different things.
You get, and they're forced to repeat that cycle
Okay.
of always, flushing in, and then continues. Another thing we do is, there's something that's happening. Oh, let me just take antibiotics because my vagina doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
When you continue taking antibiotics, especially when it's not prescribed, you are also killing the good bacteria, giving chance for the bad bacteria to thrive.
Okay. So can't they just make antibiotics for bad bacteria?
So there are certain antibiotics that are specified to certain, kinds of bacteria, right?
Okay.
But we would not get so that people don't get confused.
Yeah.
And when you continue taking these antibiotics, you're giving chance for the bad bacteria to thrive because you're killing the good ones.
Okay.
And so if we can stop that culture, first of all, because
For
vaginas
starters.
are meant to smell
Okay.
like vaginas.
Okay.
They're not meant to smell like roses.
So the whole smell like cranberry, a bit smell like pineapple is all a
false.
myth.
It's false.
Okay. Okay.
There would be a certain smell.
So are you saying the whole pearls? I mean,
The yoni pearls.
there are so many of them. I don't indulge, but some women swear by it, and some. I mean, people are really. I think I'm one of the confused ones. So I'll stand in gap for the confused ones. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to use the pearls or not use the pearls?
Thank God you mentioned the pearls. I was looking for an opportunity to.
Okay.
So when you say some women swear by it,
Yeah.
there's something called anecdotal evidence. So
What?
Anecdotal evidence.
Okay.
It's not evidence that is backed by facts. It's evidence that backed by, it happened to me, so therefore it can happen to everybody.
Oh yeah.
And when you put those uni pearls in, it comes out different from what you put in.
Okay. So
Right.
maybe some kind of instant relief or something like that,
Not instant
depending on
relief,
what they
So,
have or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
you put it in, it's white, I guess.
Okay.
And then by the time it comes out,
Oh, the pearl itself.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Okay.
pearl,
Okay.
you put it in, it's white. And by the time you're bringing it out, it's brown. It's, it has undergone something.
Okay.
And they tell you that all those brown things is the impurities
From you.
from you.
No way.
And then oh yes, the fact that it came out a different color than what I put it in
Oh
means
my
that it has collected all the impurities from a
Okay.
vagina. No,
Is it magnetic?
they're simply just playing with your emotions. There's something called placebo in medicine.
Okay.
Placebo in medicine is if you're expecting a certain drug,
Okay.
right? And you're in pain, for example.
Yeah.
It's been done over and over again.
Okay.
And I say, okay, this drug I want to give you will help cure this pain. And I give it to you. You may feel a certain relief.
Just because you know
Just
you've
because
done something about
exactly, because you feel that I'm giving you the drug that's supposed to cure it. Most times that's what these people are playing on. They're playing on the insecurities. Because believe me, if you have the cure to every female problem, you're going to be the richest person in the world.
it. True.
But you can't tell me you have the cure and you're in one corner in Ojota.
Okay.
And your IG page has 44,000 followers. There should be millions of women following you because you have the cure. So it's psychology, the psychological marketing. and it will keep thriving because someone takes it, and probably because they don't put anything else, because you don't know what that pearl is doing in your body.
Inside
you don't know what the components are. There are people who even fix alums in their vaginas.
Like
Alum,
the one they
yes.
use for cleaning.
Yes,
cleaning
the one they
agent.
use to clean even snails. Yes, fixed in their vaginas.
But is that not going to dry you out? Like, I don't get it.
It is, but then they tell you it's going to make you tighter.
Women. Okay.
So there is so much ignorance, around this, and when you now bring in probiotics, they take time to work, because what probiotics do is that they try to reset that balance.
Okay.
But it doesn't work immediately.
But it works.
But it works.
Okay.
But not immediately. You're not going to take it today and all of a sudden, it starts to feel. You have to take it consistently.
But are probiotics prescription, like they aren't really prescribed, right? They are supplements.
Yeah, supplements. But, sometimes your doctor can tell you, oh, I think you might benefit from, probiotics. But then if you are taking probiotics, but you're still indulging in the practices that upsets that balance, it's not going to work.
Of course. So, that's been very insightful. So what I would like to find out now is, for our takeout, for the men, what can they do to help us help them in return as well? But what can they do to help us keep this balance? And for we as women, what can we do to promote our own vaginal and gut health? What do you think you can give us? What should you say to that?
I would say, get the right knowledge for everybody, both men and women. Please understand when an influencer is just trying to sell you a product.
Okay.
And understand when, someone is really trying to help you. Because, in the process of helping you, it's not going to come as glamorous.
Okay.
In the process of helping you, or the process of giving you the right information, nobody's going to promise you one product that cures 10 things.
Okay.
And another thing is, women also need to be comfortable in their skin.
That's a very important one,
right?
Actually.
Women also need to understand what is normal and what is abnormal. And it comes a lot from observing. Sometimes just sit down in front of the mirror, spread your legs, and know what normal is.
Okay. You have to get conversant with your normal.
Yes, with your normal.
Okay.
Because this person's normal might be different from another person's normal.
Okay.
Right? And the same way people's skin might smell different, the same way the vagina smells different. But so that you're able to tell when there is an offensive smell. So that you're able to tell when, oh, this is not what I saw yesterday, this is not what I've been seeing for the past week.
Yeah.
I probably need to get, something checked. And when you're doing that, you have to go to the people who have the right information, which are the medical professionals.
Okay.
Stop going to somebody who has no degree whatsoever in understanding what the woman body is like.
Because it makes me wonder, the people that sell the pearls, I mean, this is no attack on them, but it makes me wonder who their customers are, because I'm assuming before you put something inside your body, whether it's through your mouth, your nose, your vagina, you should be concerned about where it's coming from because of the adverse effect of the things it will do to you. So I mean, if you're not asking questions like, who is making this thing? Things like that.
I think that is one of the reasons why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Trying to raise awareness about these things. Please be careful what you put in, because the truth is, once it's in, the effect has started. Sometimes it may take 10, 15 years for you to know what you've been putting into your body might eventually cause. So the right information, being comfortable in your body. Men, they're certain standards. Sometimes people just get carried away with pornography, and they assume. But
they could be catalysts as well, because the epidemic of men to women health is also a thing. But I mean,
But I think the vaccine to that is you being comfortable in your own skin. If you're comfortable in your skin, no matter what my preferences are, it's not going to affect your self-esteem.
I'm not even in the smell area now. Them being a catalyst as far moving things around in these cases as well. They move things around.
Certain diseases like bacterial vaginosis, sometimes multiple sexual partners.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just one person going and collecting everything and then coming back to give it to
That's
you.
BV as well is also something that's, I think I've heard a lot of women struggle with.
You struggle with
because I've read as well that it doesn't have a cure.
it. I know it does.
Oh, it does?
It does.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
Yeah. So bacterial vaginosis, one of the major causes is that imbalance.
Okay.
So men, women, everybody, please be comfortable in your skin. Understand what normal is. Ensure you're really listening to the right people. Sometimes the right people. These days, I would have said listen to verified handles, but then again, some
most
verified
of them
handles.
as well. Like you said, I guess that's why you do what
Yeah.
you do. And I mean, we really appreciate that because people like us, we wait for your daily attacks. I think I'm one of the Nkechis as well. So, but you've been doing well. You've been doing well. You've been looking out for Emeka, looking out for Nkechi. Keeping us safe out there. Regardless of times, regardless of money, you still provide us all this information. We thank you. We're really grateful. So, I mean, thank you for all the nuggets. That would be all for now. We appreciate your time. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's been really, really insightful. I'm sure we have been able to, or the doctor has been able to help a number of women out there because I'm very, very convinced that these questions have been on our minds. So in the light of this, would like to get 2 women see a gynecologist in courtesy of the Kaish Foundation, help them with your guts and also give out probiotics so that we can start, encouraging the right kind of information, putting the right kind of things out there, because I feel like most of these things, like we said in the conversation, we don't even know. And if we don't know, how can we take care of it? So now you've told us. Thank you very much. So we're going to do our own bit to curb this self-medication and then also take the right things, thereby giving out the probiotics to a few women. So if you'd like in fact, we'll tell you how you can get this. We'll tell you how to get involved. Thank you very much. Thank you, Aproko Doctor, for this super packed episode. I don't know about you, but I feel like I have a lot of information to go by. Now, if you feel like you need to see a gynecologist and you don't have the money, the Kaish Foundation is here for you, and we're going to be picking 2 women. So to qualify for this, please use the email that's going to be displayed or that is being displayed right now on your screen. Send an email to us and we're going to make sure that you're taken care of. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was everything that you wished for. Please follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also remember that we are working in conjunction with the Kaish Foundation. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this episode.